Welcome everyone to One Human on the mission to make a change, or one human can make a change. So I'm running over precious sans serif cables. Need a bigger office. Shall I subscribe? I need to invest in a bigger office, not to roll over precious cables all day long. The mission today: make UltraSPARC Linux more amazing again. Yesterday on the More main channel we had some fun with Spark, but one long annoyance for me also for testing is, so you don't see this for reasons. For my testing, at least the Ultra 5, actually I should carry some other Sparks out, but at least the Ultra 5 does not soft power off. So power off should be O, proc this request. Okay, so that is super unfortunate that it works in Qemu. So I checked the code already. The code is super simple. I was already wondering why this was failing. So that is of course like worst case. I need to debug it on a real hardware. That obviously is time consuming and sucks. So this worked for decades, and this is probably a new regression, which is unfortunate. The code for that, I thought it's in the RTC, but it isn't. Basically today is the first time I looked into that. Already shortly follow the video. Also grab your favorite tea. Why is this closed? Double wall. UltraSPARC, maybe Kernel, or maybe not Kernel, prom, and then miscellaneous 64. And so this code doesn't have CS power off somewhere, prom power off. I slightly wonder, promise out to get me, go to again, exit, nah. So the code is super simple, as you see, sun W. I mean, we could check if previously, was it ever. The problem is, so they once modernized it, and the modernizing looks actually good, because previously the code was complete ugly. So 2008 I would need, so yeah, whenever it broke, right, could also broke all files, identical names, copied, renamed 64, right, this may or may not have functions. So yes, basically we would probably bisect that. So what is that here? Prom hold, no trace, prom out. What the heck is functioning early? Loading up can't use tracing requires current thread info. Okay. Most likely, maybe this huge refactoring, which actually converts us from completely crappy code to much nicer code. You would hope it didn't break something. So yes, it was sun W, power off. I mean, this is clearly not working. Right? I mean, we could add. I mean, okay, actually, it works in Qemu. So so yeah, booting this on real hardware will take hours. Not only trial and error. Maybe I mean, the point is always just to double check. I mean, why take other hardware, or just to see if it's only an Ultra 5 problem, although it doesn't bring you the most. So even if it works on Ultra 30 or Sunblade 1000, we can do one thing already. I hope that it didn't work in Qemu. Probably pro tip, I should have tested this before the live stream whether it works in Qemu. Why are they sun cables everywhere on the precious phone? Let's do one other proactive thing already, which is also, yeah, to finish the sentence, it worked previously, right? So it worked for a decade, from as long as I had the UltraSPARC 5. I mean, it should not be NVRAM hackery, because it works from the prom console power off. Guess whatever. I mean, it is possible that it broke before the Git history, right? 2008. Would need which kernel, so yeah, whatever, we can check this later. So one other optimization is to boot a smaller image. So let's change here the Spark thing to a more compressed image. So so set image. Why do we have VM Linux? This is a little bit, nah. Why do we copy that to VM Linux? That is also VM Linux gset image. That is a little bit, I mean, probably nobody used it so far. So either we use set image, but I mean, usually we use image. So what I want, also have we copy here some image. So we also have a compressed image, so that would be set image. This is just gset. This also image is just stripped, I believe. And the name is just so inconvenient, right? So I guess we use VM Linux with set for compressed, and maybe we unify this with sh, because we usually don't use it anyway, and overwriting VM Linux as it previously did is not the most helpful. So SPARC star. Let's do that here for both, and the benefit is much, or not at times, faster boot, because it's not loading that over some not particularly queued and cached and whatnot is at times not the most efficient. What do we do here for? We don't do anything, so the chances are maybe it does it. I mean, we could certainly try and then change our boot code and theoretically all of them, right? So that would be Zilo. Although we don't use it primarily anymore, but nonetheless. Also, new, or not new, a shorter version would be that if we already modernize stuff. VM Linux, so version in all of, actually we iterate VM Linux compressed images. Okay, I don't even need to change this something. Did we previously install it? Okay, whatever. So that is what it is. Don't need to change something. Do we do the same for grub SPARC, or do we probably generically overall? And okay, we have here, actually we could here also, what is going on here? CDZ, and then why do we not sort this in one CD? Why do we do this so strangely? Just a little bit code cleaner. Also, when I think it could be a little bit nicer already, in my opinion, this is the probably nicest way to write this. And so basically we could actually check for if an compressed variant exists, or I mean, there are some others, right? So okay, let's not, maybe not, we don't usually want to break stuff, right? So SPARC all, then compressed variant probably should be fine, and then the boot architecture SPARC boot. Alright, we automatically called it already with, I think this previously had this already called with whatever our generic code found there. Yeah, so many CD creation, Zilo, grub, so many variants. Yeah, theoretically I would want this here, right? But it's no point to have constantly random changes all over the place. So here's it, Linux 4. That probably should be the compressed variant. We have Zilo, else Zilo. Add NZ2, verbose name, label 4. Might actually work already. Actually, we could check what we need to build. Actually, yeah, we don't need to check, because if we didn't have this name, it wasn't used. So SPARC 64. All right, no, I might have manually actually, we could double check that too. Oh no, it is right now there. So what did the ISO creation use? It was only there because probably it was only there because I previously this morning. Anyway, let's see, ISO, it's on my toolchain, ISO fs of grub config. Yeah, that's already using the, so that, I mean, I tested that it works. I was like, obviously we need to test this, right? I tested this including on real hardware with Zelo. So yeah, that's apparently there. Great. All right, you know what? There's a new kernel. Six four 14. Yeah. I will not really test this. It's probably, I mean, or should I? Okay, fine. Let's give it one quick to Linux verbose. Let's just see if our patches apply. Not that we could something was completely dumb not applying patches. Yeah, that works. I mean, probably it builds, but if not, then ask upstream. And then 651. Oops. That probably needs some convincing. Probably should fix our scripts to be able to update that too. I had this tested, so obviously I booted SPARC 6.5 already yesterday even. So then the soft power off. So the thing is that it's super annoying to debug, right? It would be the best if it would not work in Qemu. Which SPARC do I carry over? I mean, ideally even, we probably don't see something. Oh, this is my third. What is the default? Probably 9600, right? I need to change the terminal though, because it's obviously graphic. And I believe it's the second one. I have it in the small. What is written there? I think it's a B as far as I can see in the not perfect energy saving. Like, oh, we need to. Shit, we booted already. We started to boot already. That's not ideal. Yeah, always quickly look something on the floor and then your SPARC already boots. Ideally, I mean, theoretically, which megahertz do I even boot? Yeah, 364 something. And let's switch it off. I don't want to boot. Serial console is also, in theory, always better to log issues than if you visually maybe see something scrolling by. I slightly wonder that it doesn't save the overclock though. I thought I had saved that. Print in there, you can't see that, but maybe soon. What was the TTYB. Okay, yeah, I see it already, 9608 and 1. It's there in the... what is the name? I don't do this often. SPARC. Open firmware T serial console name. Yes, it does it automatically without keyboard plugged in, but then it might use A, and I have it in B anyway. TTY. Where do they have output? No, I want freaking serial console. I obviously need to document this. Probably next I need to spend some... maybe they just name it TTYB, but... yeah, TTYB. So, output device... set env output device TTYB, set env input device TTYB. Does it require reset? Maybe, maybe not. Not sure if it... thank you much. I don't have it plugged in. That is clever. Where's my... Oh, here, I got something. Okay, we passed the boot already. What was even break on? This isn't really what I wanted. So obviously, and that is where we do the stuff, right? Oh yeah, 6.5. I wanted to try an older kernel. So what was, as it is stop, right? Send SPARC serial console send stop A. Was it break? Probably just breaker control. Try pressing control break, then yeah, control. Qemu screen send. I think it was just control. By the way, does it? I hope the Linux kernel is intelligent enough to. By the way, does it have? Oh no, it didn't even enable. Then it doesn't even enable VGA output. Ah, cool. Oh, now I have a. Why does this oops SMP call function many condition unable to handle kernel null pointer dereference and task active SMPC? Oh, come on. Use the serial console, they said. You can better administrate your machines, they said. Yeah. Tiny little... Oops, right. Nothing like pretty oops there on your... welcome to my life. I mean, maybe we should additionally boot with... I mean, it has frame buffer. And it's obviously funny, right? I mean, I'm not the most surprised, right? Does stop... Oh no, it doesn't. Do we have still... no, it rebooted though. Oh, we still had some... From maybe the Linux kernel, yeah. Technology, IT. It's, by the way, what was... yeah, okay, so much. Anyway, the one thing... What is even the... Yeah, the prompt was Linux. This was probably, hopefully not 6.5, right? Which it should tell us soon with what it boots. Yeah, so much to use the serial console and then, yeah. Even that is not going how I expected it. So, 6 minutes, our Linux kernel, SPARC Linux kernel is ready. Apparently a little bit 4.16. So I'm booting this old kernel, so it may or may not. What do we have with 16.3 though? But it is anyway pointless, right? If the kernel oops because it doesn't like some random fluke or serial control of the prom. I need to Google. I mean, but this should, I mean, usually this was rock solid, but yeah, 20 years later, only constant change and regressions, of course. Stuff regressed, right? Okay, Linux kernels is at build 2, then let's commit this for all our users playing along at home for any other architecture anyway. Don't tell me it oopsed again, so yeah, so much to, I mean, probably I mean, for the biggest effect though. Oh, yeah, so maybe a new regression, right? You saw it first, this did not yet oops. Although I have, for stupid reasons, I have the console. Yeah, I mean, ideally, okay, this even boots without init-rd hiccup. Oh no, it doesn't, init-rd hiccups. Does this one has this control? Proc this request? No, it doesn't. The problem is somehow for whatever reason, doesn't fully boot. Whatever SDA3 do we have? Dev SDA3. Have SDA3. Why does it not want? Just because it's bus errors for some reason. Fcheck A. Why does fcheck A bus error? So the problem is somehow this kernel doesn't have this request. Not sure if power f dash in power of dash f. I mean, power of dash f. I'm not sure if that should. I mean, we probably maybe could, because it's not fully booted. It's not fully with init running. Oh, maybe I could have potentially stopped it. But anyway, let's see if we can boot that here with. So yeah, I mean, ironically, my keyboard has a stop keyboard, obviously. Here we have. We probably saw Control A. Oh wait, did we even need that? What did I want to do? Also, yeah, here you have, by the way, this stuff. Why did I even do that? I'm not even sure. Did I need this for anything? I mean, yeah, okay. Control A, Control B. So we booted. What did we boot? We booted Linux, which was slightly newer. Console dev tty s1, right? Console dev tty s. Oh wait, did it? Oh no, I think it was just. I think it doesn't have dev prefix, which is a little bit inconsistent, right? Everything dev prefix except that maybe not tty. You could always say, yeah, argue, yes, I know, less typing, but let's hope that works. No. It's been 2 decades. It's been 20 years since I regularly used Zilo. If you wonder why I still keep this around just as a backup, theoretically, but yeah, also theoretically grub2 much more annoying. You can see this here currently. So we built that, so then we would have 2 kernels probably. Let's see if that gives us, yeah, so maybe there's a new kernel regression. We could just try the second time with Linux 6.5. Console TTYS1. Maybe that would be another kernel regression. Or it was a random fluke, sometimes it's a random fluke. Or prom, serial, terminal, console, and Linux kernel frame buffer. I mean, should always work, but you know how it is, should and should. Should work except when it doesn't. This probably gives us 2. Linux kernel entries here. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, that was what I mean. It's more full-featured, but unable to open an initial console. That's not ideal. Why is this not TTY? Wait, why does it still? What? Did we not build this with? I mean, it worked with the older kernel. Or did it? This may or may not, actually one is probably normal. Ah, here's also init. Okay, dev console, no, dev console is not happy. Nah, why does shit not just work? Yeah, the more you test, the more you find. Do we not have serial A2050 console? Not really sure why this is not happening. There's always something. Oh, we have interesting stop A on the keyboard, breaks that on the serial. It's a little bit unintuitive. I mean, it makes somewhat sense, but it's funny that the prom still gets the keyboard stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's why you have a serial console and you can more often remote control stuff, right? So what does it give us? Okay, we can give this potentially one last try for that console TTYS1. Not sure if this will. Yeah, let's see if it's reproducible and whether this will. Oops, again, with our luck it might. So yeah, that is there. I mean, maybe there is another, maybe whatever. Ah, here's Sun SU console. Maybe the freaking name is not, but it should be TTY. Okay, here. So yeah, there is several multiple. Probably have Sun SU. Yeah, you can never have too many root.io console things. Welcome everyone. Don't remember if I already asked, but still use Subversion because I'm out of magnitude faster. It works for us and it's kind of more lightweight. Why not? I always said when we have a dozen developers who regularly contribute and who love Git more than we migrate right now, all our internal things are still working also. Yeah, Subversion was just like Git was late, right? Git is late to the party. Subversion was a decade earlier just because Linus Torvalds preferred commercial binary only version. Oh, this is even booted without oops, so this random one-time random potentially was so maybe. So yeah, one thing this may or may not be all right. Also, this is dev SR. Yeah, there's probably nothing in this drive and whatever it was. I have here I have an not Sun certified SATA controller inside, right? I think I once auctioned one cheap for €5, so just to have PCI like this Promise or so, TX100 whatever, and I remember I think I auctioned one, it didn't work perfectly. I auctioned another, maybe VR chipset or so. And it also sometimes had maybe a fluke or so. So yeah, probably we don't. So this is old installation. So a new installation, yeah, no, we don't have login. Amazing. There's always something. Anyway, so yeah, this one time was a fluke of, that's, I hate that. There's always something. But this is fixed. So this is just, we booted an old installation and now we don't have login. In new T2, it will automatically add this to the logins, but no, we don't. I slightly wonder, so I have a lot of. Okay, we can we test power of force? Did this log something? Okay, no. Okay, power of -f does do something, but maybe the kernel could still type something, but maybe the kernel is already locking all the whatever things happen anymore. Also control. I wonder if this was Sun W, power off, right? I wonder if it will work if we rename it to just power off, because maybe it doesn't work because it's prefixed with Sun W. I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, let's quickly test that. Ideally. Lost host ID coffee. Yes, I know in the previous video, right? Obviously, like all SPARCs, by now, decades later, the TOS, the time of day or so, Of course, all the battery time clocks and stuff are dead by now. So of course, previous video that so I don't have the previous host ID even. Although, is it on this one? I would need to check. Also, anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, dead and stuff. Coffee. Anyway, that's all right. I mean, it could also be. I mean, what we would need more history. I mean, the first commit was this unify, and I mean, is here the removal of this? Okay, they don't. We would need to remove. I mean, the best thing would be first patch it and see what happens, and then do more research while. I mean, it's a shot. I mean, we could also read documentation, but like Hacker's Guide to some open firmware development stuff, like some professionals would do. Not that we would be here certified some professionals. Just need to probably. So compilation is nearly done. Let's actually review here, commit. Not even sure if we, or do we need, oh wait, maybe we need commit. Let's see, does it work? Maybe, oh, okay, I over deleted. Should have known that this was too much. So they removed this. What did they remove? Oh, this is just pure rename apparently. So then, we could further check the yeah, it doesn't make the most sense, right? Whatever, to further check. In either we try it once, otherwise we need to debug it, right? I would think this calls directly to prom stuff. So this is nearly ready. Maybe we are super lucky and it just works. Of course, it's the usual. I fix it for Ultra 5 and maybe it breaks for others. So Linux, did we? Ah, right, this doesn't, yeah, it doesn't give us the most console here. What? Because it doesn't give us, I mean, I could add this to the init tab for reasons on this old system, just in case. So we built 651, hopefully with this patch. Just patch this, right? So let's regen the ISO. Let's test if it works on Qemu, and then if it may or may not work. I mean, did say it was a pure rename, right? So I mean, that's the thing. There was more history, or it would Git follow the history, or is it just? I mean, probably there is not more history. I would hope that Git follows rename. Don't usually test that, so I mean, I hope it would be intelligent to do that. So, oops, there, it's exactly this shitty scrolling stuff. Premature interval? What? Why does this not? What do we have here? This is not. Or no. So this works. The other not. There's always some nonsense happening. I mean, maybe if we do we freshly extract it from. Yeah, so I really wish the command line navigation here would be better. I wonder maybe if we were still compressing the file. I am not sure how I scripted it. If I get it out of the tarball. Let's give it one more try here. Yeah, you want to test something and then it doesn't work. Also, I probably should fix our build target because I noticed the other day, because I put this into the backgrounded the task, and I actually have code there to wait for the other jobs. Why does it? I mean, we could try. How does this not? So I'm really not a fan of this shitty editing here. This is. It's like, how do you want to edit stuff like this? I mean, as people for years told me about why do you still use Zelo, it's like, yeah, at least the command line works over the console. I mean, maybe we could. It is actually. Maybe if we change the size, does this size? Or maybe that is right a little bit better for reasons. I mean, it should still just work, but okay, I need to check what we did there, or whatever might be going on there. Might be some. Yeah, it's slower on Horizon than on probably actual 400 megahertz hardware. Do we have that? I believe we have it in here. Unimplemented service power off 00 exit. Okay, so that indeed does not work, but so this is exited now. That is a little bit funny. Okay. I mean, I slightly wonder how that will behave on actual hardware. Okay, so it's indeed some W, comma power off for reasons. We could, I mean, I was thinking to put a printf in there. Actually, no, this could actually also be an unimplemented service. So this is certainly most likely printed from Qemu. What would be, do I have, is this secure shell started? What would have been the IP? Probably this. Every test system here gets, don't tell me I have root login not enabled for reasons. It's this actually SSH, are we still alive? Very good. SSHD root. As we see how slow Vim is on a 360 not yet overclocked machine, so no, the customer doesn't say it's overclocked. Yeah, that is why I'm using it. It's silly, right? It should be instant, but Vim so bloated, it's not instant. Let's also enable the init tab on this one here. And so what is the new? There was some parameter to keep the baud rate. Actually, we could check, but whatever. should give us that. And then, so yeah, let's copy that. Do I have that? Okay, I did that. So let's copy six, 5, 1. Let's see if it behaves the same. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Yeah, let's give it one more try. Not really sure. What did we do here with boot? Maybe we need to actually tell, because we don't have an explicit set image there. Let's start copying SPARC 64. Boot, what do we have here? VM Linux 651. Does maybe grub not support? Or does... Okay, that is lame. So maybe there is not something wrong with it. Maybe grub just doesn't support booting compressed data. Wonder, I mean, maybe it would do that if we probably can manually roll that. Let's do that in a second. Ah, wait, what did I just copy? Oh, the package? I copied the package. Oh, darn it. That's not what I wanted to copy. I was already wondering why this takes so long. The problem is there are now 2 inside. I don't want to copy 2. I don't want to extract 2. So Zilo boot that, grub not, apparently, maybe. Let's rename it. Maybe it needs convincing with renaming it gset. And that's why we test stuff, right? I tested it with Zilo. I thought, okay, if Zilo supports it, probably it's probably fine. And grub probably too, but yeah, of course not, right? It would be too easy. Let's YOLO that. So let's just rename it tool ISO. Where do we have that? Let's rename that gset. Ah, of course not. What do I even do here? Move. And then, I mean, maybe the name would be better anyway, but yeah. And then the grub config. Even, 6.5, is it? Yeah, so 6.5.1 would be really sad if grub doesn't do that. I mean, maybe it needs some explicit hard-coded what's this? It probably should work. Maybe it needs some explicit decompression. Oh, this is still copying. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, obviously this SFTPFS thing, SCP, it would be more efficient if, yeah, certainly not the most pipelined thing. So let's see if that, oops, oh, mispressed. Actually, I mean, this is huge, right? So Oops, oh, no, I didn't, probably. Yeah, if you try to edit in. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. There's some size confusion going on, that's for sure. Maybe it's with modern terminals or whatever. Wait, did I not edit that? Or did I? Maybe I edited the wrong one. Is that it? Maybe did I only edit one? Okay, fine, doesn't matter. Okay, this does indeed not work. That is really... That is lame. Grab to SPARC compressed image. Yeah, I need to... Yeah, whatever, yada. Okay, fine, this version has all the zoom links. It probably should be fine. Yeah, so you just changed your... I mean, thankfully I didn't commit this yet. Yeah, I guess then we use the not further compressed image for now, right? Yeah, so much to the beginning of the video. Let's make it more efficient. Fine, whatever. The other image is still slightly smaller than what we potentially maybe have so far booted, so then we don't unify that here. Then we SPARC, and then we use, I think, how did they name it? Did they name it image or image? What was it? I think it was image. Let's copy image to there. And then, because that's just a stripped image, let's probably double check that. So, or did we? Ah, darn, we boot the wrong. Ah, darn, I didn't update silo config. Amazing. So there, yeah, let's rebuild this. Yeah, that's why you don't test apples for peers, right? We tested it with Zilo, it doesn't work with Scrub, right? I mean, I'm super surprised that, yeah, Zilo is more feature. So I mean, it's because it's loading slow, right? So, but also I believe the Sun would be faster. I have here one of the very few IDE parallel ATA disk modules in there. Some cheap crap, maybe Transcend. I mean, the only ones I found, right? Because I initially had the ultra wide SCSI drive in there with an adaptive controller, because this only boots from built-in IDE, right? Yeah, even if I would invest, which probably I don't have, but if I would invest into a NCR, Simius Logic or so, open firmware compatible one, I could boot from ultra wide SCSI. Yeah, right. But I wanted a PATA SSD in there, right? There are very few SCSI SSDs. Although there is also SCSI to ID to SATA bridges. Leave in the comments below if yeah, more period correct NCR. But I don't have a PCI slot free right now. I have their USB in there, or maybe one is. Oh no, this is not. Yeah, I still have this. There still is a SCSI. Also, the summer we don't have. Yeah, basically, it's like, yeah, not even a. Maybe not even a. Did we also not boot with Serial console, or why did we not? VI. So yeah, basically 3 PCI slots are not enough. So that's why I have this IDE disk on chip module in there. I slightly wonder why we don't have a serial console though. So 651. I slightly wonder. Root default. I have default Linux 6.5. Okay. Did I not edit this to the init tab? Why is this not coming up? T0, 2345 respawn, 9600 TTYS1. Why does this not? Oh, kernel online access and load module component. That's also a regression, by the way. So what do I have in there? Yeah, SCSI, I have this adaptive IC. That's probably my first initial. Yeah, promised PDC 2371 fast track is 152 plus. So what do we have in here? RTLVM set, yeah, familiar word. Okay, I guess, yeah, do we have something in the syslog? Var RDM log, I wish you could see it, you will see it in a second. Var log messages, and do we have this TTY create, whatever? Not really. Usually this should work, why is it not in there? T0, 2345 respawn, ageti. Not really sure why this. Okay, let's see. Maybe I could have concatenated one TTY to another. I never tried this. Yeah, that is really lame. Stuff that worked. Also, maybe we Google for grub g-unzip compressed image, compressed disk, compressed disk image, disk. So wait, did I change the default? Alright, I only edited, so yeah, this probably should work. Yeah, in my opinion, Zilo, I mean, I could certainly patch some low-hanging fruits into Zilo, but I probably don't continue beating that dead horse. Probably it would make more sense to patch a more serial console friendly grub prompt, so yeah, 651, okay. Let's see what this power off does, otherwise I would need to resort to really debugging that. Ideally bsect, but I don't know how long it's broken, right? I basically didn't test boot kernels for a decade because it's in the basement. It's certainly not between 2006 and 2016 I used that. So I don't know when upstream broke with soft power off for UltraSPARC. I also don't know if it's broken for all of them. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it worked on the others for crazy. It could also be uninitialized memory, right? They reworked their stuff. Yeah, that really will not be the most fun to debug, to be honest. Did we? I didn't boot with console TTY. What a fail. Why do I always forget something? You know what? Let's Control A. We have the time, right? You rather want to see something instead of not. When we already do this efforts here, at least you want to see something. Yeah, I should have made better notes. I actually powered up the Ultra 30 some 6 months ago. So, alright, what is even... Alright, then we need to type it off. Yeah. Linux console TTYS1. That you see something. I should have better notes, but... I mean, maybe it only broke on the Ultra 5 because I don't remember it differently. And actually, I thought they all do it over the RTC. I didn't expect they do this over the prom. Not very... Okay, ACPI probably usually. Yeah, ACPI should do it over the ACPI method. Yeah, because MIPS Octane did it over the RTC and that was broken too for upstream changing. And actually, or maybe not due to upstream changes, because maybe due to compiler optimizing more reasons. That's why I thought the Sun SPARC to also do it over the RTC and VRAM GPIO pins somewhere, but they didn't. Or maybe they do internally and it's just hidden in the prom. Anyway, if this boots for the others, I mean, it works in Qemu. Let's see what happens here now. I mean, otherwise we would need to, I mean, there is Linux kernel code to test whether a method, a prom function exists, I believe. We should certainly, if that is the case, we could test whether thunw, whatever. I mean, it just didn't do something. I mean, it could still, I mean, it didn't complain, although probably the prom doesn't print something and it's just, oh wait, why is this not printing anything anymore? Don't tell me it, now it's, oh, it broke? Oh, come on. Why, there will be something. It booted 5 times and now it didn't. It still resets. Why did it not continue here? What a waste of time. Anyway, did this do what we wanted it to do? Or image doesn't exist. Good that we tested this. Maybe it was slower case then. This is so silly. Once it ooped. I mean, maybe there is new instability. That is always possible. Console TTYS. Did I use TTYS1? I believe I did, right? Console x6. Yeah. Maybe I should check if the mini init will this. Oh no, it will not because we don't have the promise in the mini init. Anyway, arch spark boot. Okay, then it's image without capital. That would be too easy. If there would be any standard of naming boot images, I mean, I certainly contribute. I name it slightly different, right? There's even maybe this here, there. Is there any small? I mean, there is. Yeah, this RISC-V image is capital. A case-insensitive file system would have hidden it. Fingers crossed that it freaking boots. It booted. I mean, it oops once, right? For crazy reasons. I mean, who knows? Maybe there are new instabilities. Wouldn't be the biggest surprise. The thing is not soft powering off is a little bit annoying for automated testing, especially if you don't want to leave the systems running for a long period of time. Yeah, so some of them, yeah, so that is ATA ID. There's not a CD in there. Okay, now it continues. Whatever, like, yeah, 2023, maybe some deadlock. Man, yeah, 2023, the Linux kernel people still YOLO, quirk, and patch around. The only constant change and regressions in their serial console driver stuff. You would think after 30 years they are perfect and don't need regular maintenance, but somehow they do. So maybe the serial console stuff locked up some way, shape, or form. Wouldn't be the most surprising. Ah, hey, now we have login. Whatever was wrong with the last time, but now we have to just. So maybe we should actually change that, to be honest, to some T2 branded thing. Yeah, that is slowish. Hey, we could even continue. So, I mean, we could hold power, no, not hold, power off, force. Okay, this also doesn't work. So this does not work the same as thunw. That is. Can we log in? I guess not. Oh no, we can. I believe this behaves a little bit different. Or maybe it doesn't, I'm not sure. At least the last time I couldn't run. Can we run new things, ls? Ah no, but now I can't do anything anymore. Okay, that didn't. So yeah, that didn't. Stop every, no, stop A doesn't work anymore. Beauty. Okay, we managed not much except that, and so yeah, thunw power off. This was not something. I mean, next week. Hello? My voice is hanging now. There's so much fear. I mean, maybe it is verse 2. I mean, it surely is called. What did we? I changed the names here. Maybe we. Maybe we don't patch this here then. And instead. From 4 make 5 in or maybe even 6. I mean, this surely. I mean, maybe there's something. So that's a pointer, right? They convert that. So, I mean, my suspicion is potentially. I had this on the screen previously, right? My suspicion is that this broke it in 2010. That would make the most sense, or one of those. Maybe not this one, rather than passing around int error, use p handle type appropriate for various. I mean, most likely is that this broke it, get rid of indirect P1275 prom call buffer, which converting some huge 30k buffer, where everything was 32k buffer. So you see they completely changed all of those, right? So they converted, so they previously had some W comma power of P1275 in out 00. I mean, it looks the same, but maybe it has some differently initialized stuff somewhere that just breaks on that. Print K. Line was a number, wasn't it? I usually use this. I hope it. Probably line must have been a number, right? What's that? That is a string 2. Yeah, just to see if that is called and whether that returns. Does this have a? I mean, I could check in. Okay, I would need to repatch it. Yeah, let's see if the patch applies and if this builds, and give it one last try. Let's see what they changed in this other file here. So previously, I mean, okay, previously it was highly convoluted. Okay, they converted that here to from args. I mean, maybe some other surrounding pointer had some. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would need. It's like I would need to spend hours to. I mean, surely this must be the change, right? This must have broken some subtle thing that works. Also, this doesn't apply for reasons because I. So here, and I mean, nobody else cares, right? I mean, not like someone from other 2015 Linux distribution would have ever cared. I mean, who cares about Sun UltraSPARC 5, right? Obviously, only people as crazy as ourselves. What have I done? Okay, it just halted, so I mean, yeah, that probably would make sense why. I mean, it's it's not really fully halted. Anyway, I mean, maybe the prom hold doesn't fully work. What do they do? Okay, they do exit 0, 0. But okay, they have here 1, 2. I mean, maybe they should have printed an error here, right? So prom is out to get me dev. I mean, this is super silly, right? Super professional editors. I mean, maybe he wrote it 20 years ago when he was young and naive. But I mean, this just sucks, right? At least like print one because it partially continues to work, right? Maybe even this prom hold thing doesn't work anymore on this machine because I could log in again, right? If this is fully halted, I mean, probably clearly there's something failing. So like here and here, you can patch this in and the other. Where is even the freaking... yeah. Whatever, I misedited. Oh, patch doesn't like 0. As happens when you hand edited patches, but it's fine. So. The Sunblight 1000 takes so long to start. I think it's self-test for a minute. Yeah, so what did, so yeah. Whatever, I guess, right, so right now it's, did I switch it off already? I switched it off already. Yeah, given I could, I mean, clearly the hold also doesn't hold what it's supposed to hold for some reason. Alright, actually I wanted to check if they have an exit error here for, but maybe it would be the output on the other stack or whatever that is using. Oh no, this has a command direct here, so from world, okay, enable. I mean, this is also true and false for beginners, but was this direct? Was it prom-sif direct args? Okay, this somehow maybe the return value is then on SMP safety on the. This provides SMP safety. What even was the... Alright, this was from... Oh, this is the wrong file or what? On MISC. Ah, MISC. Not MISC. That. Actually, by the way, what do they do for 32? Okay, they have reboot. Hold. Okay, this is vastly different. Never get here. Okay, they... Do they have, maybe they didn't have soft power off, so it's slightly different. So they have only hold. So it's some direct vector and not some more open firmware, I guess. Here's some reboot, here's some reboot vector. That's vastly different. So they can test if some service exists. How do they do this? Servers, so test. Is this input output, and then it's some kind of stack thing, right? Probably open firmware related. So maybe that is one in, one out, and so that is, I guess that's probably how that works. Well, I'm guessing here, so come direct. So yeah, and then argument 4, that is this one. So probably this should check. So yeah, command direct. Was it the other one we? So probably this should. Potentially, no, actually no, this is actually telling no input, no output, and probably it shouldn't fail. Soft state, guess soft state, okay, it's something else anyway. We are in... It's, yeah, it's basically probably some void function. It's probably void, no input, no output. Actually, we could boot already if we want to SCP the kernel. I mean, I wonder a little bit, was it, I wonder, I mean, probably you can store it in NVRAM because, I mean, not that my son, I mean, not that this son is irritated. Alright, can we not stop A in here for reasons? Or was it I lose? Oh no, it's control. Okay, we anyway wanted to copy that, so that would be that, and just to see if that returns, which probably it does. I mean, I could have also, you know what, while we were at it, I could have added print case around. Actually, wait a way, does print K work with, I know the locking is in the command direct, so probably should have worked. I should have more cleverly add this around the other, but nah. Year 2023 and soft power off doesn't. It's, I mean, it's probably broken for 13 years, wouldn't surprise me because who else cares? I mean, maybe the Sun Ultra. The question is what kernel. Yeah, we know. Okay, I don't have more 13W3 cables in. I mean, maybe we don't have even more. I mean, yeah, this. But now we have it on black on white, so. I mean, I'm not even overclocked right now. I mean, this never happened. As this is also silly, really, to be fair and honest and stuff. Yeah. Okay, can we? What was the? I don't know. Stop A doesn't work. We boot in 30 seconds. Can we have it faster? So this only happened on the serial console. It didn't happen the last times I booted ever. Where would this? Memory management. Yeah, kernel development. It's difficult. Single address space. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you call in prom stuff, you anyway need to lock your kernel. Stop. It's like, yeah, basically block everything and. Did I mistype something? We probably surely could. Did this boot in some way, shape or form? Where are we here? I booted, no TTY, console, no, not sure what's going on there. I mean, unless it's gzip compression related and yeah. Yeah, so previously the stuff was iterating the variable argument stuff here in const char service long format and stuff. And I mean, yeah, but good luck to, it's like, so yeah, so actually, so this is args, so just as I mentioned, right? So the first from args is number of arguments, and the next is returns. It's like exactly as I expected. Or even from memory, from what I've seen over the decades. Will it oops today? Yeah, so it's not the most reassuring, right? It's 2023. So you have the SPARC Linux desktop, yeah, with random segmentation faults on the might be silly, but it's also silly that it's like it works quite okay, except if you use serial console. Yeah, all those errors is just over the years. All the stuff is fixed in T2 trunk head proper, right? All the last it's just an old installation for reasons. I probably need a better. Probably need a better setup. Either always This is a passwordless test before you steal my passwords here. Just install. Div neo fetch maybe. So we wanted to rsync. Not rsync is hello. Why does this? Don't tell me this is locked up because serial console. Oh no, I have to recover it. Nah. Whatever fluke was there with the serial console. Yeah. Alright, now we need to be careful. Because, oh no, we don't need to be careful. I used the same name, right? So that would be... I used VM, I reused the name for a slightly different format. Yeah, 9, wait. Yeah, so now it's only stripped and not 6.5. Where even, here. No, what? Where is even dash? Oh, right, because it's dash now. Here it is. Yeah, it's only stripped, so it's twice the size, so. So yeah, let's reboot. So at least reboot works, right? But for reboot, so it can't be entirely broken because... but this is so silly that this doesn't work. I probably don't have that anymore, right? We have it here though. Reboot must be here, right? So reboot must be working. So reboot, this is, reboot is just boot. Okay, yes, I have one, so arc and string. Frank Höflich has some comments. Let's review them after we concentrated on booting the right kernel. That would be, I mean, it said just with console equals tty_s1. Let's see. Management only. If power was broken 10-15 years ago, no one has cared about enough to fix it. Could get away with. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could theoretically. Yeah, but I mean, filing a bug takes 30 minutes to file it out proper with this system, copy and pasting and stuff, you know. If you rush it in 15 minutes, then usually there are too many typos and stuff. And then nobody cares. Like if, I mean, sure, this 1 hour long, I mean, at least we learned something in the YouTube content, right? If everyone would always just rely on other people, but like David as Miller probably has better things to do. It's probably like, yeah, I won't fix, it's like patch welcome or whatever. Yeah, appreciate your comments. Just, I mean, it's in general, I mean, we also try to help make things better, right? If we always rely on others, like, hey, maybe fix it, it's also, yeah, I mean, I said it in a previous video, right? In a previous video, I said, like, maybe we should just file bugs and let others do it. But that's also the title of the video, right? One human can make a difference if everyone's just some, it's simply, it's also like littering, like you walk through your big city here like Berlin, and I'm no kidding, every other day I pick up some, I also don't, trash, I also don't understand what's wrong with people here, some bars, what is it, pillars or whatever, on entrances. I mean, people even leave their probably, sometimes even half full coffee cup, right? Or Coke can and stuff, for which in Germany you even get some, how much money back do you get on aluminum cans? I don't even, 25 cents probably, right? It's like, yeah, if everyone would every day pick up one piece of trash, the cities would all be, I mean, it's not like it's our, also like, no, the serial console stuff hangs again, thank you very much. So yeah, there clearly is some imperfection. Like basically, if everyone would make one small thing every day, the world would be so much more amazing. Not really sure. Like, yeah, you boot with serial console. Why does the serial console not reliable work? I mean, this should just work. Did we not boot with TTY? I mean, the other stuff is there. TTY is broadcast. Oh wait, where is the freaking reboot? Here's a reboot. TTY is one console. I don't get why. I mean, yeah, click kernel box. I mean, kernel difficult, right? So yeah, power off. I mean, we could like F. Okay, I don't see any message. That's not ideal. Or is the message there? No, it also. Yeah, I think it maybe wherever. Just like now the message goes wherever, I guess. But I mean, power off, and I can still type, which is silly. I can't. So I could log in. I mean, it's silly. I mean, I power off. I mean, it's a pity you didn't freaking see it. I run it on a serial console, and the freaking serial console is broken. So yeah, the power off. I mean, I could log in, and then I couldn't run dmask. So I slightly wonder. Maybe the login stuff comes from the cache, and for dmask it would need to read and interrupt the disable. I mean, it's clearly in some half Frankenstein, half that. It's a pity you freaking didn't see that, because some freaking shit is half working here. This is ridiculous. I mean, how should we professionally work if even the freaking serial console doesn't effing reliably work? I mean, soft power off broken is one thing, but serial console not working reliable is certainly an even freaking more annoying thing. The crazy thing is, I mean, sure, like, I mean, it's amazing that they clean up stuff to start with, but if Debian and T2 are the only Linux distributions who care of actually freaking still running some serious stuff, and it's like, and Debian, nobody's going to fix 20-year-old hardware stuff anyway. Console one, nearly. It's like, yeah, soft power off is one thing, and serial console, yeah. Probably in this time I should have carried another UltraSPARC over. I mean, maybe this, I mean, it probably must. Yeah, this is why I added, I mean, I wanted to be sure where it's still going and where not. It would be good to know. I mean, yeah, you add print K, and then the print K is not freaking reliable, right? In terms of you boot for serial console, and the freaking serial console doesn't work. You already need to reboot twice, or boot twice, just for your print K to 2023. Reboot twice to maybe see a print K. Yeah, I wanted to see if this returns. I mean, is there some Sun SPARC open firmware document standard spec command reference? I don't want freaking programming manual. Where's the hitchhiker's guide? I think I should have. No, I didn't want it. BIOS days are numbered. Open firmware takes over the world. Do we have full? Oh, again, not freaking full serial console. But no, I don't also have. Clearly, it's like, yeah, latest Linux kernel. Ah, no, at least I have a login. What is freaking going on with the bloody? Ah, no, we also have it there. Whatever. It's. So now we are clever and run dmask first, that we have it cached. Maybe even dmask tail, just with both cached in case that is a thing. So unaligned access for reasons. Thank you very much. So sync, just in case I don't want the most corrupted file systems. And so power off. No, that's not the most reassuring. Thank you very much. Yeah, I thought I'm clever, not clever enough. This is so silly. Can still log in. Can I this time demask? Okay, demask I cannot, although it should be cached. So, I mean, the kernel is clearly half dead. I'm extremely shocked with whatever. It's a single CPU, probably somewhat locked. I mean, maybe it only logs SM. Means it SM. Maybe it doesn't fully lock something. And I mean, yeah, thank you much. That's. Yeah, it's clearly broken. I mean, I could. The question is, I mean, probably too much has changed to just revert that. I mean, the best thing would be to debug, to bisect this, but this should have been done a decade ago, because the next thing is to bisect this. I most likely can't build kernels with the latest GCC, right? So I would even need to get an old archive T2 stuff because usually the compiler and compiler changes so much, you usually can't just build a decade-old Linux kernel with the latest GCC. Yeah, it's clearly not working, and whatever is, I have no idea. I mean, it works in Qemu. We could, like, yeah, maybe I should actually get another SPARC out. Where is the freaking? Oops. No, I want freaking open firmware. What? iPhone? How can Google be so bad? Like, I want freaking... Was it not Hitchhikers? Was it Hitchhikers or I thought it was Hitchhikers. Yeah, you want freaking old documents, and a decade later, I'm not sure if I saved it. I once upon a time saw it. Yeah. Yeah, let's maybe the Ultra. Did I power off already? No, and it's pretty dead. Not even stop A. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly broken. It's not even Arduino. It's clearly broken. It even has some other. I don't know if the SMP oops is only serial console. Let's get another UltraSPARC. Ah, now I have saved TTY. I need to remember it. Probably the next time I wonder why it doesn't have console, right? The usual thing you. Yeah, let's hope I had this left. Unfortunately, you didn't see this. I should have. What frame buffer do I have in there? Does it? I mean, it would be. Yeah, I had 3 Ultra 5s. Did I in the meantime give all away? I had the giveaway, right, 4 years ago. One I sent to the Netherlands. What did happen? Or is the other still here? Or did I give this away? I know I sent the other also to right, the second I also. So yeah, I had 3 Ultra. Which kernel did we boot, by the way? Also this worked thankfully. Would be even cooler if you would see something. Maybe that's for a reason. So yeah, I had 3 UltraSPARCs. Would have been a thing to cross-check that with one of the other. But yeah, obviously I don't need 3 freaking UltraSPARC 5s, right? I have enough in my collection. I gave them away with pleasure. I hope the receivers enjoy them. I can't have double and triple systems, right? That is just insane. Also, maybe I run right on this. I probably have 2 drives in there. At least it's booting. Oh, SDA has gone 302 days without being checked being forced. Yeah, pro tip, don't use X stuff. I mean, maybe something is partially irritated in it that it, I mean, would be a fun thing if that would be an VRAM irritation. would not potentially be, maybe it's not a kernel bug, but why do we have YouTube warning? Oh, okay, maybe too static. I mean, maybe it's a hardware defect, right? I mean, certainly there are kernel marginalities of oopsing at least twice, and what was the other? Serial console glitchiness. I mean, maybe there's some NVRAM imperfection. Maybe the host ID, maybe I need to, I mean, that also, like, yeah, 20 years later, maybe it's some hardware maintenance thing, right? I resoldered battery on the NVRAM and reprogrammed it, maybe. I mean, maybe I should check that. I mean, maybe the firmware doesn't work because some system ID byte is not the right thing. I mean, which is also silly, right? But wouldn't be, yeah. Morton writes, have around 7 Ultra 10 and 3 Ultra 5s in the basement. Did you switch on, what do you have on them? Sun OS, Solaris, or a Linux? I mean, probably, yeah, if it works, I mean, maybe it probably should not be uninitialized memory, or, I mean, sure, it could always be PROM variations, there are a lot of different PROM versions, there could always be fixed bugs. But also, it's also file system checking forever. Pro tip, don't, like, yeah, probably next I need to do a benchmark on one of those mediocre powerful machines of what's performing best. Also, Riser FS3 is now deprecated. Wouldn't stop us the most from using it, but previously XFS was pretty lightweight. I wonder, so they also developed XFS for decades, so I wonder if with the latest kernel XFS is still lightweight. Okay, you have OpenBSD and Solaris on there. Yeah, the more I think about, like, if this really works, I don't remember it broken on these machines. And what irritates me now that, I mean, okay, no, it should not, because you know what? I've run on the OK open firmware prompt, I did run power off and that powered off, right? I probably should check, I mean, or maybe it is relatively normal for an Ultra 5 to power on if you power cycle it. Like hard power cycle, oh, 77%. I hope it didn't freaking, most likely it actually breaking reboots, it usually does. But if it says 302 days without being checked, it probably means the RTC is still good in the Ultra. So that's an Ultra 30 for this counting. So what do you do with your machines in the basement? Do you still run them, or are they just collecting dust as they are for most people? Probably we should do something cool, right? Like running Doom and Quake on them. Or some other bad Apple demos, like shall I subscribe, leave in the comments below. Oops. Yeah, I wish you could see it. I also probably next I need to reverse engineer this analog capable capture dongle here. It probably would be a thing to better like capture that. Haven't powered them on for a few years. Got them when Oracle brought Sun and was allowed to raid their test labs. That's amazing. Worked with Sun 2001, 2005. Happy to hear that. Hope you enjoyed that. Did you also get some newer gear, hopefully, or is it the newest gear? Is it the newest gear you got? You also got some nice rack servers, Sunblades, other nice systems. 87%. Yeah, don't, kids, boys and girls, little Padawans, don't trust your data on the X family of file systems, especially maybe X2 or whatever here. They even offered you a 15K, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't want the biggest systems. I mean, certainly my office is full enough. There's a limit. I'm significantly slower collecting now. Like only outstanding graphic cards. Oh, we even boot without reboot. Usually this file system check stuff signals it's once a reboot, so that's 2.8% non-continuous. Whatever blocks. So finally, root. I mean, we could probably, I could plug in what does this, or does it, no, this only has, I would need to get, this only has 25 pin serial. For those I would maybe, yeah, I would need to get out a gender changer and a 25 pin if you wanted serial. It's also test, it is test, so what kernel are we running? Uname A5511, and I guess, I mean, we could just shut down H and wish you could see it. Yeah, I probably, it would make the most sense if I have this on my desk for 4 years. I need to, I even used it sometimes as a proprietary binary kernel. Let's see if this powers off. I wish you could see it, but there's a limit of. Yeah, shall I subscribe? Motivate me too. Okay, hey, this freaking shut off. Like, why does the Ultra30? It's the same. I mean, it could prom version. This shuts off. Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is so silly. I mean, maybe they have. I mean, hey, at least I tested the Ultra30 still works. Probably should performance test it, but it probably will perform similarly. I don't even know if I tested overclocking. Some support from 19 and stuff from also port down SPARC eventually gave away. So what they were doing, or power bill. Oops, I should have. Can we control A? No, for some reason we can't control A here. It's a little bit silly. I probably should check Sun. I mean, it's also silly. There is one prompt flashed and it potentially relies on some Sun prom ID study. Okay, front reflected Sun support apparently 1989-91 desktop computing development from. So desktop computing development in Sun over 93-95. Powered down the SPARC and eventually gave them away when here's some host ID stuff. Do we still have? Yeah, I unfortunately didn't have. There is so. Is it all of it, or somewhere there was a nice document with all the bloody IDs? I mean, maybe it's that one. So here's the ID. Maybe it's not a kernel. I mean, plus all the other kernel bugs, right? Of oopsing and SMP, like randomly twice in a test out of 10 or whatever. Where is the? Okay, they don't have UltraSPARC here. Nah. Draft version. Ultra 510. Some flash prom guide. Flash from location. I'm not sure what that will do for us. Don't trust your room. Reset, I believe. Resetting. I mean, it's so silly. It works on that, but you never know. Did I? Oh wait, we need. What was the focus? Oh, shit. I should have. Yes, it's booting to first. Shit. Why do we not have any? Oh, right here. Yeah, we don't have this. Is okay. Let's maybe switch it off and on again. Because I wanted stop A. Morton has a machine with 2 kilograms of RAM. That is amazing. Oh wait, I wanted stop. Why did stop A not work? Or does it? Maybe that's a Linux kernel thing that I was already wondering why it worked on. So maybe it's a Linux. Wouldn't surprise me if this was some. Wouldn't surprise me if this was some electromagnetic interference from the Ultra 30, whatever, Ultra 5. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, maybe this was my overclocking stuff. I'm not sure if that is. Actually, we could theoretically. Diag switch is false, right? I mean, should this? I mean, we would always hope that this sets us to sane values, but. I mean, this power off works, right? So why should it not work from the operating system? It's so silly. I mean, that is why I thought it's a kernel bug, but I mean, it could still be a kernel bug. Maybe I should simply, maybe the best thing to really validate that, I mean, this, beside installing Solaris, which, oh no, we have set defaults, no, we don't have Siri anymore, but okay. I mean, I could Okay, let's just one last try. I just boot Linux 6.5, but the host. One last try and then we call it a day. And then it's like if it works on the other machines, then but whatever, I guess. So that it's probably old SPARC station stuff only, I guess. Is there anything useful on those? Anything new? Yeah, the init.rd is a big write. It takes a while to load the init.rd from this super slow thing. Yeah, lots of stuff that's not hits on CG6 though. Not the most helpful stuff. But this also happens to newer systems, right? Sometimes you just spend hours. I think it was some USB hiccup, something USB glitch there. Because OBS didn't show anything and I mean, it didn't show any update. So root test. I mean, I could simply shut down H0 how I would. Let's see what happens. So that was, do we have the Linux kernel in here somewhere? Yeah. Maybe I just let it go. It's just not too important if it would be modern mission critical system. We looked into some stuff. We slightly improved the more stripped use of more stripped kernel. Going to all the system, nothing happens. Nope. And nothing locked. I mean, does it even? You know what? I'm curious. One. So like, but yeah, control. Yeah, it's clearly alive. Power off. I mean, why does it freaking work from the OK prompt? It works from the like yeah. Also like Linux powers off, and then it still works from the OK prompt. It's I don't get it. It's strange. Unless it is a user space thing. I mean, I could try one thing. Why we try. So this kernel, we rebuild the kernel, right? Let's build a new ISO. Which kernel? Yeah, if I press enter, it probably should boot. Let's try this ISO in Qemu and see if it prints its debug messages. Yeah, this is of course shitty again. I think it's automatically serial console there. 651. Let's rule out if it's a user space thing. Maybe for whatever bizarre reasons, maybe this 5init thing from 5 years ago. It's a slightly old installation. Maybe something was broken there. You never know. If we echo or even power off, I believe it worked here previously, right? Force, so that is in Qemu. What? Okay, it doesn't. Why does this not print? I had print case there. Is this even the right kernel? Oh wait, why does it say reboot power down? Okay, maybe that is normal. This loads really slowish. Do I boot? I built the kernel, right? Maybe the function is really not called for bizarre circumstances. And that's what the printf was for. Played some power off patch. Was it the right one? Should be the right one, right? Should the log level, I mean, usually You add debug stuff to your kernel and it doesn't have effect. Nice. Do I not have firmware? Okay, whatever. Did I not? Echo O for off to proc this request. Nothing happens. But nothing works anymore. This is bizarre. But OK prompt still works and stop A. Bizarre. Really bizarre. I mean, maybe it's some memory allocation issue after all. That some older prompt does not like the new improved way. That's whatever. Did we boot with log level? Should this not be? Or is it? Did I do this wrong? Do we have everything in there? Echo, oh, this should power off right proc. This request. Ah, here's prom reboot power. So this did prom halt power off 142 and then doesn't return. Okay, maybe, okay, let's try this one more time with log level. It even powers on the Sun serial power button. I next to never use them. So yeah, I mean, I don't think really it's an ID prompt and hardware fault. It works in the on the OK prompt. It boots even on the Sun serial keyboard with the power button on it, which is obviously an amazing feature for 1998 or whenever this was. I mean, maybe we needed log level for this to show. We probably should type here of. Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, this hardware level things, if you don't have virtualization, or like you have virtualization but it works in virtualization, log level 9, not sure if that should be relevant or not. Yeah, 1996 you say. It's a bizarre thing. Someone with another ultra. I mean, I have. Let's see. I have here some. What do I have here? Also, did we not produce pretty CDs, right? If this ain't pretty, then I don't know what. Should we bring back printed CDs for vintage goodness? Where's my mouse cursor? You can't tell me we didn't do. Did even freaking graphic design. What is it? PPC 6.0. Also, by the way, some of those get bit rot, right? So I have some of those CDRs that unfortunately bit rotted, but not this though. Not yet. Sometimes I have some from previous testing. What's that? That is PowerPC 32770. Okay, we're still booting. What do we have here? Hey, SPARC, one of two. CDRE, but it is always possible. I rewrote it recently, some year ago. What do you have? Hey, SPARC 64602. We could insert this into the CD-ROM and boot CD. SPARC 6490 revision 45,000. It probably has a bug already. I probably should redecorate and have the CDs stuck in the background, right? Yeah, so the CD is somehow stuck. Okay, let's... Yeah, 2023 and the bloody CD doesn't even freaking open. I didn't get this printout there of hold. That is bizarre. It should be the right kernel. Did I not re-CP that? Or is that, yeah, that's the thing. Did I recently? Maybe I should have been more clever and tested the CD before I sent it to others. Because here now I have a UltraSPARC where the CD doesn't open. I mean, I have it. I mean, maybe it's because I have it vertical. It was because I had it vertical. Cool. SPARC 6462. Now I have it vertical again for reasons. Boot CD or so. Let's see. I probably should have switched back. Anyway, yeah, pretty CD label. You wonder why we are not one of the top 5 Linux distributions since a long time, but yeah, probably need to work on that again. So, initializing memory. Let's see if that freaking boots from CD. Let's hope it didn't bitrot too much. Hey, boot, your image CD argument has the wrong syntax. Oh, shit. Boot, is it boot CD-ROM? Nah. Maybe I should check that. Sometimes it's CD, sometimes it's CD-ROM, initializing memory. Should have overclocked it though. Booting, Zelo. Booting from CD-ROM, yes. Okay, 2617.14. I probably should have serial consoled that, right? So much smaller. Just a 2 point. Oh, how much is it? Oh no, 20. Right, it's solar. Yeah, yeah. This parallel IDE thing is freaking slow. So yeah, so much to our CDR quality. Still freaking boots. Should have done this with serial, but here we are. Okay, freaking booting. So how much? What did I say? 2.6. Okay, that's freaking old. Still looks quite similar. You know, it's an old Linux version because scrollback works. What I even show here? Kind of that extracting second stage file system. Fingers crossed. Let's hope this kernel. Sometimes our kernels were not built with system request. Let's see if echo o proc this. No, this doesn't have. That is. Okay, let's. Do we have power? Okay, we have power of force. Oh, it freaking worked. It's not a hardware issue. It worked with this kernel. Yeah. It worked with this kernel. 2.6 whatever I said. What do we do with this information? So it's not an environment. At least it should not be. I mean, it's what makes me wonder a bit that it didn't print this. I mean, okay, it could be. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Nobody really needs it. It's just I found it an inconvenience. I mean, it's the one thing we learn is too many changes never change a running system. The only constant is change and regressions. It's disappointing and frustration, especially like 1 hour or 2. Like, how long do we live stream? 1 hour, of course. Maybe 1 hour, huh? Yeah, even just preparing, like, is it hardware, is it software? I mean, we could SCP this kernel again just to, or actually we could MD5 check summit. And we should check the kernel. Maybe we find some condition in there where it's not running this. What do we boot? We probably boot from, should boot from the default thing there, right? Yeah, not from, of course it doesn't start it. So yeah, obviously not more people are fixing it if it works on most systems, just not on some. So that was prom, what was the name? UltraSPARC prom? MISC. So the name is prom. Even CPU ID. Start CPU. Start CPU ID. Yeah, that certainly explains why not more people are fixing it, right? If it only happens on 1 or 2 or very early systems. There even was power from HALT power off. It's probably the only, right? HALT power off. Where do we have power off? From where is it called? From reboot C only. Not node is type. OF console device or scons power off. What? Syscontrol toggle power off restriction for serial console systems in machine power off. What? This isn't actually used. It exists merely to certify the reference in kernel this. What the F? There is, by the way, a panic hold failed, right? But, I mean, this is superfluous, right? We have previously seen, I mean, maybe except on SPARC 32, but I wish it would have printed that. I mean, you know what? theoretically, I find this panic hold failed much nicer than this infinite loop. It's like here, I mean, here they have panic hold failed, and in the other, they infinite loop, right? So they prom hold power off and otherwise hold. I find this vastly inconsistent. You know what? I need more tea. Probably need a microwave in the office. Now my tea is cold. So you know what? Let's be way more clever than they are, because we also want a microkernel. So certainly we are way more clever. Or probably that probably is somewhere defined, right? So because I just so reuse it. Because it prom holds and that holds there, and then that was prom, misc. Prom misc, what the frick was it? Ah no, this was another, kernel. No, prom, here, prom. I hope it's this one, right? Prom 64. Prom 64, and I mean we probably should check that 32 also. Also Paul Makaras has done this too. Wait, Sun 4, is it even the right power? Maybe it's not so right. Was it not prom? So they have that here too for reasons. Anyway, misc. So power off, let's remove this. Did they not hit somewhere? So yeah, power off. If nothing else, just holds. But we do this in the other because, like, if nothing else, return, and that will reuse the hold and actually lock if that fails, because here we have hold. I mean, yeah, in this infinite loops, right? It's like, yeah, if this fails, I'd actually like to freaking know. And we probably should check the 32 variant there, because it's the same. So prom power hold. Yeah, if that fails, I like to know. Similar, this doesn't have power off or so, maybe. Reboot, so restore never gets here except restore current unlock. Yeah. So this probably collides with our other patch though. But that wouldn't be that difficult. This wouldn't be so bad, because now it should print a hold failed. That's better. Yeah, actually maybe that is what we're seeing, right? Maybe it's info looping there. It's still scheduling. Would it still schedule it? Did I not save that? Did I not copy that? Oh, come on. Ah, darn, I didn't. Ah! Okay. Let's back up. It's a little bit shitty now, that's what it is. Back this up to new. Shit. I hate when shit happens. Back this up to new, let's extract it again. Let's diff to the new file. It's what it is. Maybe makes the best out of it. So, comma to new, again, away, hold, and then the other was kernel reset. Ah, darn. I should have been more clever and used that from the beginning. So, yeah, reuse that. That should print the warning, right? It's not visible there, but I believe it did. Yeah, here's also reboot failed. So, from reboot. So, here. From reboot what? From reboot command? Okay, fine, whatever. So yeah, that panics. I rather have a panic. It's hopefully panics enough. From hold from, that's totally fine. Architecture. Oh no. Hotfix some W. Yeah, given that now it should log hold when it fails, if nothing else. Okay, I guess we could even patch both in, right? That probably should. I mean, we will not send it to production, but first we patch that. Wait. No, this doesn't apply. But we could, if we remove all the context here. Okay, we don't really want. Let's see if we can get this to apply, otherwise I delete it. Let's see if we remove all the context. So, because it's away. What did we? So this is. We have here a. So right. 1, 2, and then a new line proper, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. To 8. Is this hopefully, so we removed that, and here is here that has a chance to apply. Let's see if it does. Time to add some debug options to. Oh, this failed because just sometimes. How does it fail? 1, 2. Is it? Also, I mean, this probably applied, but I prefer. This probably should be fine, shouldn't it? Why does this not power off? That was here. Should be. Is it not this one? Session. Wait. Is it what do we have here? Sometimes. What have I done here? MISC 64 SPARC prom. Arch, SPARC Prom 64. What am I looking at? Should be this one. Yeah, so it should be this one. Yeah. Just probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 when the 7th. Copied that proper, right? Let's give it one more try, otherwise I really delete it just after the new that we could leave in production. It's not the most important anymore, so yeah, okay, fine. We have one and don't get patched further. This was not meant for production anyway. That surely should. Yeah, unfortunately that needs another 6 minutes. But we're fully booted, so I probably changed it to root login, right? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately we need to reboot again, right? It's not like runtime. I mean, theoretically we could, if we would have SPARC, splice, kernel patching, live patching stuff. But we don't. Yeah, let me just pause the live stream so that it's... Yeah, welcome back. Tea break should be finished soon. And then, so of course we only copy the root, boot, SCP. So of course we only copy the kernel. We don't even really need, because we didn't change anything modular. We theoretically can optimize only copying that. So that should have been done. Let's see what happens. So that obviously we checked that right. So that is VM Linux. We set, we copied. Did I press something? Apparently, because yeah, then I mean the only other thing should we maybe we add to the ziloconf log level. No, oops. Where even go that here? Maybe append. Didn't use that option. Append per image option. Append string. Yeah, that's kind of sort of expected. I hope it wasn't, no, not it was the other way around, but just to make sure we get something, not that we, I mean, we should get an oops if it doesn't work, so let's see if that does something. Yeah, the road, the way to a bug-free system is hard and stony. Yeah, I didn't re-enable init, which may or may not be for the better. So yeah, I guess we will really commit this. Depending, I'm relatively certain, by the way, some are not the most amazingly formatted, but I guess whatever. I'm typing on the OBS thing because I have the screen here on my Ultra 5. So package, kernel, Linux. I mean, it's not technically, I mean, yeah, something like that we will commit. Maybe I slightly rename it. Oh, okay. This was only verbose. Yeah, okay. I just got a shock because there was so much printout, but that is just verbose. So probably verbose stuff boots. That's some. Yeah, obviously way more verbose. No surprise. There. I mean, it's funny. I always liked verbose boot systems. It's the modern trend of we need to hide all this stuff, and then something goes wrong and you don't know what went wrong. No, seeing the so verbose boot. I mean, yeah, you don't need to have it each day, but it certainly has its benefits, right? I mean, it also makes the boot slower because in slow frame buffers, like this ATI Rage or so, Mach, whatever, or other vintage stuff. I mean, yeah, we have logged in there. We could theoretically do that, potentially you see something. I mean, theoretically, also if I press, okay, fine. And power of force should work, right? Okay, you don't see something, nothing happens, and no, oops, no printout. What the heck is freaking going on here? How can there freaking be nothing? Okay, cat proc k message also does not work anymore. And how can there freaking be freaking nothing? How should I freaking debug this if not even freaking print k freaking works? So some really strange stuff is happening there. That this is again, right? I mean, it's you think you quickly think one annoyance. It's not even the most mission critical, and then you spend hours on this stuff, right? There obviously some extremely bizarre stuff going on. We could double check. So this booted as is this build. Let's rerun the build to regenerate. Let's double check in Qemu that it does have an effect. So much time spent and nothing improved, right? Next I would need to debug if this freaking function is even freaking called. I mean, maybe there's some, there must be something so strange. Or it's some ID prom after all, that some new kernel decides whatever. I mean, it works with some older. I wonder, did I save the old hardware ID here in desktop Sun? Because the new one prints Sun W whatever, right? So maybe that is from a long time ago. I mean, maybe they changed it. Okay, I'm still loading the init ID. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is frustrating, right? But that's also the thing. If you only debug frustrating low-level things, then obviously naturally frustrated. So it should be this one, which we select? No, maybe you should have logged level 9, but nah. Now we have a file system check, not clearly unmounted. Yeah, no kidding. If you always log up when you soft power. Qemu, what will you do for us? Power off. Okay, this didn't log very much, except that it worked. This should be the new kernel. What the heck is... I mean, maybe the log level is not enough. But I boot here with log level. Also did reboot, I rebooted. Log level 9, what more do you want? Wait, what did I run before? Power, I've run power of force. Why don't we get something logged? Did I not hit? Ah, right, we only log on, right, because I removed it. Ah, darn. And this is, but we don't get... We don't get the, I mean, maybe it's not even freaking calling the function for some strange reason at all. Who knows what freaking shit is going on there? It's ridiculous. Oh wait, is it the... Oh no, this still works. Did I freshly reboot already? Ah, yeah, probably did. So this says Ultra PMU. Okay, this is probably... So what did I had here? 3, 21, 20, 36, so that's all the same. So that Spitfire, does it not have something where it would be? Where does it get the... It's pretty disappointing. I should not have removed, I should have been more persistent with adding the logging there to see if that's even freaking called. Where was the model? Is that the right model for an Ultra 5? Here, SunW Ultra 5 _10. Shouldn't be that wrong. Well, how frustrating, how disappointing. We could Google that, but how to display systems program Ultra 5. Okay, it probably matches. Only check this in case the NVRAM stuff would be here. So yeah, then it would be hardcore debugging, right? Really, I mean hardcore and hardcore. If you're not the developer, so system software, if the buyers open firmware. I mean, best would be like JTAG and like really full machine state. I mean, otherwise print case, which I did, except when it didn't do enough. I mean, at least the modification worked. I mean, it's not to be too surprised. I mean, it's so funny. Why does it have sun W power off and that is exit and stuff? It's probably, is it the only freaking thing prefixed with sun W? Oh, there's retain. Okay, they really have this on the, okay, they really have this on a couple of things for reasons. I mean, I could also add logging to command direct. I do this because then you don't have typos and stuff. I mean, who never knows, maybe it, but I changed the power off, right? So if this doesn't complete, it should have, I mean, maybe this is not cold because, I mean, or is it, if not, OF node is type of, don't tell me this, is it, OF node is type, if not, I mean, it's also silly that it's not doing this for console type serial, which we should not have, but and this is supposed to be unused. If not that, or power off. They also say it's unused. This, oh no, wait, they say the other one is unused. The machine power off, right? Exists merely to satisfy toggle power off restrictions for serial console systems and machine power off. That's one by default. I mean, if it's not serial, I mean, it's also silly why they do that. I mean, does it do machine hold? I mean, okay, to be fair, after machine hold, stop A still works. I think I mean, maybe prom hold works, but that's also bizarre. I wouldn't expect if prom hold is called because I could still type and log in. I mean, if prom hold works, I should not be able to log in, right? Anyway, what a bizarre bug. And it's such simple code, it's not even filling with some RTC. This is truly silly. Yeah, that's basically it. It's such a simple thing, the code. I mean, the cleanup looks even decent and makes sense. I really hate when stuff doesn't work. And it worked, right? As usual stuff. I used it for 10 years and then stopped working. Was it reset here in... Was it not reset here? To be fair, we could speed this a little bit up because I'm getting a little bit tired and I want to go home. I mean, I wanted to go home a long time ago. Oh, image. Set image. I do mean set image, I mean image. Okay, fine, probably VM Linux builds both. Is image invalid target? Yeah. Skipping all the modules, skipping probably some 6 minutes of 5. Was it not freaking reset? Was it not kernel reset? Am I even in, where am I? SPARC kernel. Was it not? I thought it was reset. What? What's going on here? Ah, printf. Ah, yes. Of course, it's print K. Someone notice? I mean, I find it silly, but it is what it is. Actually, we could have checked SPARC. Was it not reboot? How much did they patch in this one? Also not the most. Ah, here, 2018. Use device type helper to access node type? Maybe that broke it. String compare. If string compare serial. Doesn't look the worst. Yeah. Let's copy directly to the right file. VM Linux 651 determined. Let's double check. Don't want to reboot unnecessarily. Is that what we have in this? Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have added print case to. Maybe I should have added print case to the generic thing there. Yeah, but that's basically a working theme, right? It's only constant change and regressions. And if you, I mean, there's also, that's absolutely crazy, obviously, that this is not that much mainstream, that it's like in the x86 kernel, you would have probably had hundreds or thousands changes in some reboot thing. Probably a testament to cleaner firmware and cleaner reduced risk either. So that was the idea. Yeah. It's Let's see what happens. Let's check the patch already here. Obviously have there. I mean, okay, we will not commit it like this, but for my test builds. But it is all right. So even if this type check shouldn't, this power off thing, should still call it. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, the best thing is with virtualization, right? It's certainly one of those that vastly isolated operating system and kernel development or all level, and firmware development and deployment and testing, and orchestration. Yeah, nearly booted. Hey, no more oops, so maybe the oops is serial console related. Probably need, I mean I could, so we get logging here, right, so. Anyway, so this should work, right? Proc Qemu, oh no? Ah, maybe should this not? Maybe because dmask has already logged it? Okay, apparently that is another. Okay, power of force, and okay, here nothing, but that's what's not, absolutely nothing. Can still type here. Now our dmask tail still works. What the freaking heck is wrong with this shit? It's bizarre. Now it does echo. Oh. Okay, now it looked up. What the heck? Something is wrong there. I just don't know. Maybe it works by pure. I mean, would have expected this. Oh, did I forgot? Don't tell me I forgot the. Oh no, I didn't. New line is there. It's not often that I give up, but I mean, it's obviously not us. This is just too stupid. I mean, obviously I could solve it eventually, but there's also this is so disappointing. I don't even. So that, I mean, it works on Qemu, right, and on the Ultra 30. At least on Qemu you can trust. Okay, this also didn't. Why did this not? Is this calling something else that I. Or do we need to. Okay, this works with log level 137. I mean, I give it one very last try. It's let's boot with log level serial console and no init.rd. We could MD5 some the kernel, but not that we still boot the wrong kernel. It's Linux 6.5. Okay, actually, but I booted with log level 9. Root devx, just so that the init.rd doesn't roots or. Yeah, let's boot with root equals devx just. I mean, maybe root equals nothing would work, but I didn't test this. I don't want to boot yet another time. Here, that is. I mean, if I would, you could speed this up with more than one system, even with another Sunblade or Ultra 10. Boot cycling them to skip here this post or init.rd loading. Yeah, I could also use another than this low performance Parter PATA IDE disk module. Okay, we have verbose debug output. We have USB stuff, SCSI stuff, stuff loading. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I have something randomly clobbers. Okay, waiting for devx. That with the new code takes 15 seconds of timeout. I mean, I could have. I mean, actually, root empty should have worked. I should have probably tested that. But yeah, I rewrote the init.rd stuff, so better be a little bit safe than sorry. Okay, we have console. Okay, I could have booted with serial. Okay, echo o proc sys request. Here it's still it does nothing. Sys request power off. Maybe some device doesn't power off. Maybe this function is not called because maybe some device driver doesn't want to power off because so I have here, so now it's locked up. So we have here SCSI SDB synchronizing SCSI cache, stopping disk. What if? Okay, but it worked with the older kernel. What if this is due to some hardware I've plugged in there? I have their USB controller. Maybe. Yeah, but it's silly. And now it's there. Maybe some device driver runtime power management stuff is the culprit. Maybe that is the most logical explanation, because this code is not, I don't get this print here. Here, at least some more, nearly 2 hours or so synced into this progress here. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Maybe we should boot, I mean, maybe we would see something if we boot with runtime power management, or we disable runtime power management for. Anyway, at least some more ideas, some, yeah. Share, like, subscribe, Patreon, have a good day or night, and I hope to see you soon for hopefully more stuff working soon, eventually.